Have you heard about the new coronavirus vaccine rollout? Today, we'll discuss the SARS-CoV-19 vaccine in detail and try to understand the good and bad aspects of the vaccine and debunk some of the myths around it. Hi, and welcome to The Wealth Lab. Since the start of 2020, COVID-19 disease started spreading like wildfire across countries around the globe. The spread of the virus on a global, uncontrollable level caused a state of emergency practically everywhere. COVID-19 was officially declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization, and global efforts to reduce the transmission of the virus began. Research teams worldwide put in their efforts to develop a vaccine that protects from the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. By the end of 2020, some of the leading pharmaceutical industries had successfully made a vaccine to prevent the virus, and public vaccinations started. COVID-19 vaccines are perhaps one of the best and only hope for ending this pandemic and returning the world back to normal. But for the last few months, since the COVID-19 vaccine has been made public, there has been a lot of misinformation circulating on different media channels that has a lot of people really worried. Have you heard of the myth that having a COVID-19 vaccine can make you infertile? Or that a secret tracking microchip is installed inside the vaccine? At this point, we've all heard one or more myths associated with getting vaccinated for COVID-19 recently. To get more about the facts related to the vaccine, how it works, and what vaccines are currently available, as well as the myths circulating, keep watching the video. Why do we need a vaccine? Vaccines are used to help people develop immunity to any virus or germ that causes certain illnesses. The mechanism of action for a vaccine revolves around introducing a less harmful part of the germ that causes an illness. Once vaccinated, the body develops antibodies that fight the disease-causing germ and prevent the individual from getting sick later in life. It has been over a year now since the virus first emerged, and still, a vast majority of people are struggling with the effects of the disease till this day. To lift the restrictions on life gradually and make the world return to a normal place like before, vaccinations are absolutely needed. COVID-19 vaccines come like a ray of hope for the entire human race. To reduce the life-threatening effects and transmission of the disease, each one of us must get vaccinated. Enjoying this video so far? Remember to hit that subscribe and like button. Okay, let's get back to the video. Vaccines to prevent the COVID-19 virus. While most pharmaceutical researchers have been trying to develop a vaccine for the COVID-19 virus, only a few have been successful. 3 of the vaccine frontrunners are developed by Pfizer-BioNTech, Moderna, and Oxford AstraZeneca. Vaccines from these 3 companies have been approved for public use in the United States, United Kingdom, and other parts of the world. Pfizer-BioNTech and Moderna have successfully developed a quick-to-design RNA vaccine. These vaccines introduce a tiny fragment of the virus's genetic code into one's body. Upon entering the human body, the genetic code produces a part of the coronavirus and stimulates the body to mount a defense. The Pfizer vaccine is known to have an efficacy rate of 95%, while the Moderna vaccine has an efficacy rate of 94.1%. The vaccine manufactured by Oxford is slightly different from the Pfizer and Moderna ones, as their vaccine uses a harmless virus that carries the same genetic code and activates the immune system. Of all 3 vaccines, the Oxford vaccine is the easiest to use and can be kept in a fridge rather than being stored at very low temperatures. The efficacy of the Oxford vaccine is 63.09% against the symptomatic COVID-19 virus. However, all 3 vaccines require 2 doses to activate the immune system against the virus. Apart from these 3, the rest of the world has been developing some noteworthy vaccines currently used in regions other than Europe and the US. Sinovac, CanSino, and Sinopharm vaccines have all been developed by Chinese manufacturers and are currently being used in parts of Asia and South America. The Sputnik V vaccine, which you may have guessed is developed by Russia, is also an effective option, as some people have been immunized already. Janssen vaccines, which work in a similar manner to the Oxford ones, have also been deemed safe and tend to offer protection against serious illness, hospitalization, and deaths caused by the COVID-19 virus. Are all the vaccines equally effective? The results of vaccines of one company are hard to compare with the results of others, as the vaccine trials were conducted at different stages and different points during the pandemic, which makes a comparison of the effectiveness rather hard. Considering the impact so far, most of these vaccines seem to lower the chances of needing hospital treatments and death. One of the most asked questions about the potential of the vaccine to stop the transmission still remains unknown: short-term and long-term side effects of the vaccine. The COVID-19 vaccine can have mild to moderate short-term side effects that generally start in 1 to 3 days after the vaccine's first dose. The possible side effects include headaches, joint pains, mild fever that typically lasts a day, nausea, vomiting, and the chills. The side effects of the vaccine are mostly similar to the symptoms of the COVID-19 virus itself. Taking over-the-counter pain relief medicine to subside the discomfort is recommended, but only after being vaccinated. Because the vaccine trials started in the summer of 2020, the long-term side effects are still not known. However, if we consider the previous data of similar vaccines, this vaccine isn't likely to cause any long-term side effects. Myths associated with the COVID-19 vaccinations. Ever since the trials for the vaccines have started, there have been several myths circulating about the vaccine doing more harm than good. Most of these myths hold no truths, but separating myth from truth is essential when deciding to get the vaccination. Enjoying this video so far? Remember to hit that subscribe and like button. Okay, let's get back to the video. The vaccine causes COVID-19. Wait, what? One of the most absurd myths circling around is that getting vaccinated against COVID-19 will make you contract COVID-19. Two popular vaccines, Pfizer Biotech and Moderna, are both synthetic, and neither of these vaccines contain any live viruses. However, some side effects such as headaches, joint pains, tiredness, and mild fever have been recorded in those who received the vaccination. COVID-19 vaccine causes permanent infertility. A piece of false news has been circulating on social media since the vaccine has been introduced. The news is about the vaccine having the potential to cause infertility in both men and women. According to the news, the spike protein on the coronavirus was similar to the spike protein, syncytin-1, involved in the placenta's growth and attachment during pregnancy. The false news further stated that the COVID-19 vaccine would make women's body fight syncytin-1 to prevent pregnancy from happening. The truth is that this vaccine absolutely has no effects on the fertility of males or females. The vaccine functions to create copies of the spike proteins present on the coronavirus surface to teach the body and make it immune to fight the COVID-19 virus. Myth: the side effects of the vaccine are highly dangerous. The statement is partially correct, but has a lot of misinformation attached. The COVID-19 vaccine does have some temporary side effects, but they are far from being dangerous. After getting the vaccination, most of the individuals reported a mild fever, tiredness, and headaches. But these are the signs that the vaccine is working in stimulating your immune system, with these symptoms only lasting usually a day or two. Myth: after getting the COVID-19 vaccine, we don't need to wear masks or practice social distancing. Yet another baseless myth. The vaccine works by familiarizing the body with a similar, yet less harmful virus, and teaching the immune system to fight that virus as soon as it enters the system. While in most cases, the vaccine does protect from getting sick. In some cases, if the individual already being vaccinated catches the virus, they might experience mild symptoms. Right now, there is no way to know how the COVID-19 vaccine will affect you. Thus, practicing social distancing is still required even after getting vaccinated. Myth: the vaccines contain a microchip or a tracking device. One of the most widely heard myths is that the vaccine contains a microchip that can track your location. The truth is that the vaccine contains no such thing. The vaccine only contains a tiny fragment of the genetic code that tells our cells to produce antibodies to fight back if similar viruses enter the body. Neither the proteins in the vaccine nor the mRNA contain a microchip. The effects of the COVID-19 virus that first emerged from a small town in Wuhan, China, have been devastating. The pandemic took the world by storm and affected almost all areas of life. With the recession of the global economy and the crashing of healthcare systems of developed economies, the virus has left a lot of people vulnerable. The COVID virus wasn't going away anytime soon, but the newly developed vaccines have reduced the chances of onset of severe symptoms and lowered the death ratio by a considerable amount. These vaccines are now our only hope of bringing the world back to a time where the constant fear of contracting the virus and its life-threatening symptoms aren't a problem anymore. Do you feel that a COVID-19 vaccine can help us resume our pre-coronavirus lifestyle? Can this world become a safer place again if we receive the vaccine? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. With that being said, see you in the next video.